Now, of course, all those lucky Victorians were out there enjoying that grand final today because in Victoria today, of course, it is a public holiday and not without controversy, that public holiday introduced by the Andrews government after they came to power in 2014. I think it was on the back of a campaign by the Sunday Herald Sun at the time, but they've announced today that the grand final public holiday is here to stay. Sophie Ellsworth, what do you reckon? Is the grand final public holiday a good thing, or does the business community want to see it gone?
Look, it's expensive, Matt. I mean, we've got 14 public holidays down here in Victoria. We've got more than any other state or territory in the country. And, you know, retailers came out this week saying it's costing them a packet. I mean, you know, if they do open up, and for those businesses that do, it costs them more money. I don't know what a lot of people are doing on a day like today because it's pretty dreary down here in Melbourne. And if you've got a hangover, you're going to have it on Sunday, not on Friday. So I think they've got the timing wrong, but it's here to stay. But, you know, Matt, it's on the back of Dan Andrews giving himself a double-digit pay rise. So why not have more holidays down here? Less work, less days at work. You know, Victoria's a great place to live.
Well, we do have a statement from the Sports Minister, Martin Pakula, what he told the Herald Sun today, and he says that from the perspective of this government, it is now a permanent feature of our public holiday calendar. I don't think people should begrudge hard-working Victorians a day off to enjoy the grand final. Evan Mulholland, what did you make of those comments?
Yeah, I just think it's a very, very silly public holiday. You can see, obviously, people will support a day off, no question. But the real people that are hurt by public holidays are low-paid workers on shift work that can't get a shift today. They're small businesses who have to shut up shop for a day, otherwise be faced with ridiculous public holiday penalty rates. So it really punishes the wrong people. You've got, you know, at least move it to the Monday to align with other states, as some industry has called for. But the retailers are absolutely right to criticise this public holiday. I went to work today because Freedom doesn't take a public holiday, but I think Victoria especially is the only state in Australia that takes a day off for two sporting events. That's the Melbourne Cup and the Grand Final. So I just think it's very unnecessary.
Freedom doesn't take a public holiday. I love it, mate. I love it. I tell you what, though, on your point, Victoria might take 2 days off, 2 public holidays for sporting events, but here in the Northern Territory and in South Australia, recently they have introduced 2 half-day public holidays that fall on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Now, I always thought, Sophie Ellsworth, the idea of a public holiday was to celebrate a significant event. At least in the AFL Grand Final parade or the AFL Grand Final public holidays case, there is an event that is being celebrated. In South Australia and Northern Territory, they're taking public holidays on the eve of events because, you know, clearly in what would seem, well, certainly the business community feels, is just an attempt to reward the unions and so that people who have to work on those nights get paid more. I mean, what do you think about that idea that we have these half-day public holidays on the eve of Christmas Day and New Year's Day?
Well, I reckon we should have one here in Victoria, Matt. Why don't we have a half public holiday on the Thursday before the grand final public holiday on the Friday? And while we're at it, let's take the Monday off too. I mean, Victoria loves dishing them out. But I'll tell you one thing, Matt, Dan Andrews will not be getting rid of that public holiday anytime soon. Can you imagine how many people would be outraged by that? But as for half public holidays, I can't see why we don't have more of them. I mean, it seems to be the fashion now just to dish out public holidays.
Yeah, maybe you could just take the whole week off. Oh, there was a lot of outrage back in the 1990s, I think, when Jeff Kennett got rid of show day down there, didn't he, Evan? And, you know, that caused all sorts of outrage amongst many in the community.
He did, from memory. The Andrews government, when it came into power, also made a public holiday Easter Sunday as well. So it's equally punishing for business on some of their biggest days of the year to have to force them to pay huge amounts in penalty rates and hiring additional staff. You know, a lot of family-owned small and medium-sized businesses just can't justify opening the doors for the day, and they're the ones that face the economic cost of this.
Do they also get a bigger turnout because of the public holiday? Do they also get a bigger turnout because there's a public holiday on, though? Is there some benefit there?
To the parade, I think there'd be similar sizes. People would often go from their offices to the grand final parade during the day. It wouldn't make a difference, I think, in the size of the parade.
Well, it's an interesting debate, that's for sure. I reckon, Sophie, that you're right, though. Once the public holiday's in place, taking it away is a move that would probably be fraught with danger for any government, because Australians love nothing better than having a day off. Of course, they're enjoying one down there in Victoria today.